Right, I better prepare myself for another weekly reset. Let's try and act normal for 5 minutes. We will not succeed. We've got the weekly reset, anyway, this week coming up on the 16th of September. So, as always, we're going to jump in, break down what's going to be happening in the game this week. And on top of last week's live updates to the game, where Bungie made some very small adjustments to power leveling, this week it looks like we'll get a few more, which will affect certain parts of rewards and progression in the game in general. So we'll talk about that a little bit. On top of that, though, we have the return of Iron Banner this week with a very cool new armor set. According to Bungie, it has to be true, right? They said it in their blog. So we'll talk about the Iron Banner coming back. We do get the return of the Finite Impactor as well, the hand cannon from Iron Banner. So we'll cover that, weekly challenges, other updates from Bungie, featured content and rewards. And yeah, most of the stuff you're used to hearing about with Weekly Reset. But additionally, I think this week could be a pretty interesting one in terms of comms from Bungie. You would assume they would want to talk about some of the issues that players are discussing at the moment. So we'll see how that pans out. Keep it locked and loaded. Hit subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll keep you up to date with more Destiny content. I didn't even come here to play Reclaim. I just thought it would look nice to do the intro in the Plaguelands. But I'm just going to get melted. Let's get into it. So, of course, the other day, with all the discussion about power leveling and players not really being happy with how that kicked off in Ash and Iron, of course, Bungie posted that live update. Those changes are now live. So, basically, if you play at A+, you should get +2 power now above 400 power. I think that's how it's working. They said it was an improvement, and I guess it's a small one for the higher power levels. Otherwise, Bungie also adjusted scoring in many portal activities. So, to be fair, if you are grinding things for power, we don't have to apply as many ridiculous modifiers, which is nice. So that bit is live. Otherwise, they've said there will be additional changes coming in the update this week, which affect things like the Prime Engram drop rates. So just keep in mind, if you're running an activity that has more base completion rewards, we'll look for one. There we go. Reclaim Fallen Bunker. That's got 2 completion rewards. I know some of the strikes will have even more, especially the longer activities. Basically, all of those completion rewards will have a chance to be a prime as of Tuesday. So another slight improvement there, and we'll see if Bungie have any additional changes that haven't yet been announced. I will, as always, keep you posted. Otherwise, a few mentions for Weekly Reset. These Kepler weekly missions can, of course, drop things at slightly higher tiers than what you should be getting typically. So for me, over 400 power, all of these are tier 5 every single time we complete them on Mythic difficulty specifically. So if you still want to hunt any Kepler tier 5 stuff, you can jump into those. Also, while Iron Banner is live, much like when we had the Reclaim event live right here, they've said we still have a chance to get the Submersion Crossbow, which has a low chance to drop from any portal activity while an event is live. That's Bungie's wording. I kind of assumed it would just be in the Reclaim mode itself, but they say it's any mode. Haven't seen one yet, so they're definitely pretty rare, but just keep in mind, while Iron Banner is active, there is still the opportunity to try and pick one up. Separate to that, though, we still have weekly challenges for the week. So I believe this week we get growing power to acquire any of the season's exotic weapons. There's also last rites to deal ability final blows in portal activities, and we earn bonus progress by dealing final blows to opposing guardians. Then there's expedited violence to rapidly defeat targets in portal activities, and we get bonus progress by dealing final blows to guardians again. Also, there's Teacher's Pet to receive a performance grade of B or higher in any Crucible ops, and finally, Metamaster to defeat targets with autos, bows, sidearms, scout rifles, shotguns, or swords, with bonus progress once again for defeating guardians. Then with Iron Banner coming back this week, presumably the background for the portal will be updated for that, or maybe we just keep the Ash and Iron one, not sure, but Iron Banner is now a 1-week event with its own event home, and that means it has a reward shop, exclusive reward pass with an emblem, shader, weapons, and more to earn. So gonna feel a bit different. Basically, it will be in this format once again this time around. I assume Saladin will also return to the tower. So basically, we play Iron Banner to earn experience that progresses the reward pass, to complete challenges that grant even more XP, and of course to earn the new gear. This is where there's been a bunch of drama about whether one of the Eververse sets was originally intended for Iron Banner. Bungie haven't commented on that yet, but they've basically reprised this Iron Banner armor set as opposed to having a brand new set, but it does get some set bonuses. So let me know your thoughts on these. The 2-piece says, as your health gets lower, your weapons gain increased stability and handling, and weapon final blows while your shields are depleted will heal you. Then there's Iron Conviction for the 4-piece, and when your shields become broken, you gain increased ammo generation, flinch resistance, and damage resistance against nearby combatants for a short time, with final blows extending the effect. So that's the set bonus that'll be featured on the armor. They say along with the new armor, completing matches have a chance to award a returning weapon, which is the finite impactor, an adaptive solar hand cannon, and they have updated the perks on that, so that could be nice. But additionally, they say the ribbon tail trace rifle, as well as the Fenutria Ferra spreadshot hand cannon, the weapons we had from Arms Week, can also be earned as post-match rewards, as well as the submersion crossbow with that very low drop chance. So if you missed out on higher tier drops or just the rolls that you want last time when Arms Week was around, then you have more opportunities to pick them up in Iron Banner as sort of additional rewards. So basically, that's the Iron Banner for this week. I'll keep you posted if Bungie have anything to say about the armor. I feel like it's a possibility. Who knows, maybe they'll give us a free armor set or something that we can pick up. I won't hold my breath, but it seems possible if Bungie are going to respond. So I'll keep you posted. Otherwise, in terms of portal modifiers and stuff, we'll just have to see what we get. We'll also get the refresh on Desert Perpetual if you're still hunting any legendary rewards or indeed the exotic. And on September 27th, keep in mind the Epic Raid will launch. I feel like that's really for people who are very much into the endgame at very high power levels, and of course raiders, because these contest modes are going to be pretty ridiculous. But that's where we'll start to earn the highest tiers of all of the raid rewards, including some new ones that they'll be adding. So just keep that in mind for the end of September. Last mention for the World tab, we don't have featured raids and dungeons anymore, but any of the destination raids or stuff in the Legends tab right here, we can still run them for chances at the exotic and the legendary stuff, but I don't believe the exotics are farmable anymore, so you get 1 chance per week per character if you're hunting down any of the older exotics from these raids. So still worth playing if you need the stuff, and you can find a team of course, but safe to say they are no longer farmable. The very final thing to mention, over in the Dreaming City on the Worlds tab, would be the Ascendant Challenge for the week, and we go back to the first challenge, which is Aura Borea, found in Aphelion's Rest in the Strand. So if you need that one, I'll run some gameplay at the end of the video to show you where it is. But for the moment, guys, that's what we have to round up. So if you've enjoyed this video, a rating really does help me out on the channel. Let me know how your feels are at the minute regarding Destiny 2. I anticipate, alongside the patch, we may get further updates from Bungie this week, so as always, I'll keep you posted. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications as well so you don't miss out on anything, but otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.